Toni Braxton saves the show, the Real Traci Money Story in 2025. Toni Braxton saves the show and the Real Traci Money Story in 2025. We got so much to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about Toni Braxton, what happened to her after the show. Then we're going to talk about, is Kevin Sr. paying me off? So ridiculous. And then we're going to talk about Traci's will. Now, according to the rumors, Toni Braxton was absolutely shocked that the public turned on her in her treatment of Tamar. I'm talking about that scene where it looks like she was going to put hands on Tamar.
I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it.
Nobody wanted to come to my defense. So you're going to sit there and say, Toni Braxton?
Toni Braxton, I got you.
Toni Braxton. No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Toni Braxton.
I want to know record. You want to say, I don't have your back?
You didn't have my back when it
with a heavyweight. Don't me, Tamar.
She called herself a heavyweight. She said, don't mess with me. I mean, she just really embarrassed herself. So I understand why she feels that way. But I'm really shocked at the fact that they didn't realize that the public was not down for bullying. I really do think they forgot the whole purpose of that scene was about Ashley. No one's going to sit up there and condone you guys going after Ashley for speaking her truth.
I didn't think it was a good idea.
I am getting Ashley here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that.
I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story.
And let's just be real, people. It was one of the lowest moments on television for Toni Braxton. Up until then, we thought she was the sensible one. I mean, I was absolutely floored to see her acting like that, getting ghetto like that, jumping out of her damn chair like that. I couldn't believe that this was my beloved Toni Braxton. And not only was I personally offended, the audience was offended because at the end of the day, you are re-victimizing a victim. And I know personally this led to other issues. You know, I started looking in the relationship between her and Birdman. I started looking to her age and her lying about her age. I started looking into just details because I was so shocked. I wanted to know what happened to Toni Braxton. And let me tell you one of the things that I came up with. Is when you're in a big family like that and you guys are all supposed to think alike and, you know, you all do everything for mommy. That's what they call her. They call her mommy. You have a tendency, your thinking is screwed, okay? You're not looking at it as a normal person standing on the outside because you're in it. Just like you not going to that funeral. I mean, you had to not know how bad that was going to look. And then siding with Towanda, who the public absolutely hates, was an even worse look. So rumor has it that they had a meeting realizing that they had to do damage control. Toni Braxton actually went around explaining about her husband and their marriage. Because a lot of people are saying, girl, you're broke and you married him for money.
Here we have it, you guys. Toni Braxton reportedly says that she did not divorce Birdman for money.
And then they heard the bad news that the show wasn't coming back for a third season. According to the rumors, the ratings were very, very low. And the reaction from the public about Towanda and Trina, no one wanted to watch them. They put a bad taste in people's mouth. Even Miss E. The public did not like season 2 of the Braxtons. And let's not forget, the focal point of season 2 was supposed to be Towanda's wedding. We didn't give a damn about the wedding. We were all appalled about their treatment of Ashley. And I know for myself, I found it very uncomfortable watching Toni Braxton buy her son a $300,000 Maybach when people can hardly eat. I know it was supposed to make the public realize that she wasn't broke, but it also took another turn. You're going to spend that kind of money on a car? So the rumor is she didn't buy the car, she leased it, but you presented it to the public like you purchased it. And it's just, your timing is all off. Haven't you seen what the whole country's been going through? So now that they're hearing rumors from the network that the show isn't coming back, now Tawanda's supposed to present a softer image of herself? Never. I don't care what the tone of her voice is. She is a monster. Trina's supposed to be getting her physical looks together. She's supposed to be going on Ozempic and being more approachable to the public. I don't care. Fat, skinny, it has nothing to do of the way that I look at you. So now that's Toni going out of her way to convince the network that the show still has some value to the public and how we want to see it again. I just don't think this is going to work. I really don't think it's going to work. There's only one way I think this is going to work, and that is the show needs to drop Towanda, Trina, and the mom. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you love Mama E, but no one wants to look at her anymore. It just seems very harsh and uncaring what she did to her granddaughter, Ashley. So for me, if they want that show to come back, they got to get rid of that dead weight. I think it's a good idea for Toni to make up with her sister, Tamar. She has to repair that because you looked like a thug on television jumping out of your seat like you were going to put your hands on your sister. I feel like when Mrs. E comes to you, Mama E, she's going to come to Toni. She's going to ask him, what about your sisters? They need the money, like she did the other 2 seasons. This time she has to tell her mother, no. She needs to say, the public's not into you guys like that, and let me and Tamar stabilize the show. She really has to stabilize her position with the public before she can even worry about those other 2, okay? And you're not responsible for them. Trina and Towanda are grown-ass women. Why can't they take care of themselves? Toni, if you want to save the show, don't even mention their name. Just have you and Tamar, and maybe y'all can have a real conversation with Ashley. Don't be bringing them bums back. I'm trying to tell you, the ratings will continue to fall. And I hate to say this, but it's no other way to say it. You are a legend that is sitting on your throne. Why come down and participate with the peasants? You have a very big fan base. Tamar has a very big fan base. Why jeopardize it with those 2? I just would not do it. Now let's talk about Tamar's fan base. So this morning, Tamar put out a video of her singing Whitney Houston's song. And let me tell you, she sung the song so good, it brought tears to my eyes. I haven't seen too many people sing Whitney really good. Maybe Jennifer Hudson, Christina Aguilera, and now you got to put Tamar Braxton on the list.
He's all I've got. He's all I've got in this world. But he's all the man that I need. He fills me up. He gives me love. More love. He's all I got. He's all I Lord Jesus.
Oh, God, on today.
I mean, come on, y'all. She's not to be played with. She sang the hell out of that song. Then all of a sudden, somebody released this tape of Towanda. Towanda, are you competing with Tamar again? Girl, there's no competition.
To rewatch words so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Towanda, just go sit down somewhere, okay? You sound like roadkill that got hit by a car right before they pass away. Okay, if you think you're just as good as Tamar at this point, whatever. Okay, so that's going on with Toni in jeopardy of no season 3, and then Towanda still thinks she can sing. Now, let's talk about this Kevin Sr. situation. Now, people are writing me. They really are writing me DMs saying that Kevin Sr. came on his podcast and he said that he was dating. And that's the evidence that they needed to prove that he was only with Traci because of money. And it also proves that he's teaming up with his son to be in control of Traci's image and licensing. And the only reason that I like Senior so much is because he's paying me off. It's just ridiculous. So let's tackle the him having a girlfriend part. Unfortunately, and I say this as delicately as I can, Traci's no longer with us. At some point, he has to move forward with his life. I'm sure he's still in deep mourning. But just because he's trying to move on doesn't mean he didn't love Traci. He was with Traci over 20-something years. You guys got to cut it out. Because I remember Perry would talk to him on the phone and he was alone. And especially that first year, he was really mourning. Y'all got to cut it out. At some point, it sounds harsh, but he has to move forward. He just has to. So if he's dating somebody, if he's on a date, if he's in something serious, I prayed this would happen for him. Because watching someone mourn your spouse that deeply is very, very hard on him and hard for the public to watch. And let's not forget, Traci left him what money? He was included in her will. I don't know why everyone acts like he's so broke and Traci left him with nothing and now he's going after his own son, Kevin Jr., for the money. That's just not true. I brought him on the show. He verified that. What part don't you guys get? You just want to make up your own narrative despite the words that are coming out of his mouth and despite the words that came out of an attorney's mouth? Like, some of you guys were really in your feelings because I told Kevin Jr. to get his act together, get off the drugs, and become an adult. Oh, you're so mean to that. You cannot be nice to an addict. You have to shock them back into reality. And that's what I was doing. You might not tell your father that you're hooked on drugs. He might not know about it. You might go in public and say you're okay, but I know you're on drugs. I can feel it. I can see it. And I don't know what in the world was so mean by telling him, shape up or ship out. And for you guys that keep treating Junior like he's some kind of baby and we have to be very careful with him, shame on you. I've dealt with so many addicts in my life. You cannot let them get a leg up on you. They will lie all day long. I'm not taking it. And so for you, those of you that keep coddling that boy and acting like, oh, he's in so much grieving. And first of all, he's not a boy. He's in his damn 30s. And the things that I'm telling him will only help him. Get off the drugs and stop putting your hands on women, period. And what I'm telling Kevin Jr. is nothing I didn't tell my own son. When I caught him with weed and lean, the family rallied around him. I'm talking mom, dad, brothers, sisters, grandparents, cousins. We wasn't playing that. We wasn't going to lose my youngest son from an overdose. I couldn't imagine when my son was at his weakest moment, my sister stepping in and say, this is the perfect time for you to get rid of your dad. Don't trust your dad. He's untrustworthy. He's all about money. I don't know what I would have done, but my sister did the opposite. She stepped in. We all had a family meeting and she said, and don't think you're coming to my house. You're going to go get cleaned up or you're going to be homeless, period. So for all you people out there, all you fans that are out there coddling Kevin Jr., stop it. He's going to get worse and worse and worse. Somebody has to tell him stop. Especially after what happened to his cousin Lauren. Ashley said that her sister died in vain and she felt like no one cared. So what are you guys going to say when Junior's no longer with us? Oh, I was wrong. Yeah, you're wrong and you're too late to be wrong. So that's what I got to say. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment. It is so much to talk about today about the Braxtons. Let me know your opinions. Until next time, bye for now.
We watched words so gallantly streaming